Hi, fellow hikers, and to my all wonderful ladies out there as well who do hiking and they're still backpacking. Yes, ma'am, that's us. I wanted to get started and start talking about the Lone Star Hiking Trail. It is a trail that's located north of Houston, Texas. It's a 96-mile, sometimes a little bit more, because there are loops yet you can actually do. So the loops will give you actually well over 100. So let's start talking about preparing for that trail. Well, to start, let me say that the Lone Star Trail, it's a beautiful trail. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos already. Some people call it Lone Star Trail, others Lone Star Hiking Trail. But most people refer to it as the Lone Star Trail. But if you get the guidebook, it says the Lone Star Hiking Trail. So I think it's important to know that the hiking part is because it's by foot only. No bicycles or any means of transportation is it's allowed on that trail. Is basically walking only, and that's what I really like about it. It's always been that way, and I know there's people fighting, always trying to maintain it that way. And here in Texas, that trail has been around since it was thought of in the 60s, but it was mostly built in the 70s. And the Facebook page, you can actually get all kinds of information from there. You can get your questions answered. If you go to the top, there's a little search button. Just go there and you type in any resupply or taxi, anything you want to know about. You can just put in your question right on the post after you're accepted, and they are so nice and they're very loved. Many of them are volunteers. The website also has a list of projects, volunteers all the time. They also have monthly hikes. It's only about 60 miles north of Houston, Texas. For me, it's more like 4 hours. People are so nice, so don't be shy to ask beginner questions. There's also a button on the left-hand side of the website that says Maprika. That is an app, and you need to download the maps. There's 11 of them, and plus one extra for the bypassing of a bridge that right now is temporarily down, but I'll get to that in a minute. But so yes, they also have the maps available for you to print, or you can order the maps. They come to you. The author will prepare that for you and send that over to your house in waterproof material paper. So I went for that because I don't have material to print my own paper maps. So there's two things I highly recommend. Navigation is always something you double up on. Don't always depend on your cell phone. It's very reliable there though, however, and just bring a bank to continue the charges. But if you do it in 7 to 9 days fast, but I'm not fast and I like to take lots of pictures, so I will be doing slow. It's gonna take me 9 whole days, no doubt. That's my style. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy the guidebook very much. It's called The Official Guide to the Longest Wilderness Footpath in Texas. Well, right now there's 2 of them. They're 100 miles. The Big Bend 100.com has a second Texas hike that I'm going to look into. Both of these hikes are preferred to be done in the winter. Our winter here in Texas is mild and everywhere else is very cold. So you would definitely want to do these trails like in October all the way out to probably February. And it does rain, but that means you'll have lots of water to drink. But the temperatures is what you have to be careful for, and make sure there aren't any storms coming through the week or week and a half that you're going to be backpacking in. So, the Lone Star Hiking Trail, Karen Borski Summers, Wilderness Press. The website has all the details on how to get that. And why I like her book is because I have everything that's on the website and a little more, like the history of the trail. I like to read about a little bit about the trees, why they're the sections. There's 11 sections, why each one of them is named the way it's named. There's history behind each section. There's also lots of information about where to park, or if you're planning to do section hikes instead of a through hike, there's lots of information about that as well. So I highly recommend her book. I enjoy reading it even now as I prepare to do the hike because it gets me in a happy mood. My favorite part of the book also is Appendix D. You want to take that out of your book and or buy another book and rip the pages out, or however you want to do it. It has very detailed step-by-step what you're going to encounter. I believe that information is also step-by-step with all of the turns, because some of the stuff is on roadwalks. So you want to download and print a map that's in the website if you don't want to buy the book. But one way or another, lots of information out there. I was very happy about that. It's something you want to do, and a lot of people do it. So there's some areas that are pretty dry, even in the winter. You want to find out about where all the streams are, and there's what they call the water drop system. They have drops of water marked on each, the reliability of each water source. So that's kind of like a good thing to know about. Just be prepared and bring your water sources, and it's what I would call a beginner through hike. For me, this would be my very first through hike. The most I've ever hiked at one time was 50 miles for about 5-6 days that I have never gone alone either. So this will be a two firsts for me. Through hiking, the whole thing, and I plan to yo-yo it. So when I get to the other end, I'm going to resupply and turn around and come back. So yes, I'll be stashing food and a cache, maybe even underground or something, because I want to make sure I do get it when I get there, so I can turn around and go back to my car. It's something that I'm planning to do. I think it'll work just fine. You also have to know that in October is hunting season. So that means you're going to be staying in designated campsites, and the guidebook and I think the website also, they have pictures of camping, which is the triangle, but with a circle around it. I also like to say that the trail is very well marked. It has triangle white painting, plastics, poles, there's on the trees, it's just everywhere, and I'll be showing you pictures of that. Well, what in the book it shows you pictures of that as well, and that's usually like 1 every 10 miles, so it's not like you're forced to do some really long distance in order to stay legally in one of the sites. There's also what I like, a couple of hot showers in some places because they have recreation areas. One is a state park, and so you will be able to have just twice, a couple of showers. I'm looking forward to that. So bring some money with you. One bridge that is being, the original bridge is going to be torn down and a new one in its place, supposedly this summer. People have been passing through back and forth on that bridge, but it's not really safe. But I think it's for hikers, people who walk, it's safe enough. But if you're caught, you're in trouble. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. You decide what you would like to do with that. But if you do decide to take the detour route, there is a map online. You can print it and then follow the directions. Some of it is like 5 extra miles, and some of it is definitely cross country. So you might need some skills in finding your way around, but like I said, the map and my pre-con, that's the job. So I'd like to say thank you to all the volunteers at this time who work hard so that I can do this trail, and I'm looking forward to it. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. The snakes are poisonous. There's only the moccasin, water moccasin, rattlesnake, copperhead, and coral snake. So all of are poisonous. There's like 30 varieties of snakes here in Texas. Poison ivy, poison oak, and sumac is present. So something to look out for if you're highly allergic to that. Don't forget to take your Appendix D with you if you don't take the book for the mileages. About the trail, it's a long tunnel basically. So you're not going to have much views of scenic views like you would maybe in the AT. It is a Appalachian Trail. It is it's very green and luscious, and probably some sections you're going to have a lot of water and very muddy shoes, and I'm not really concerned about that. I think if I'm going to have a concern, it's I would probably be worried if it rains too much, like 2-3 days at a time. Then I start getting cold and hypothermia and everything else gets cold. That's one of my fears. Second fear, it's probably having to ford something that has way too much water. So we need to pay attention to the rains and the storms that have been through that area, or they're going to be while you're on the trail. One of the reasons why I want to go yo-yo, it's not only because I want to enjoy the environment. My first go through, I'm probably going to be filming and talking and camping early, so I can do more filming and talking on my that I like to make videos. But going back, it's going to be for me. It's going to be just me and my Lord, and down the trail I go. And so that's why I kind of like to do yo-yo. The second reason is cost. I'm trying to save. I've spent all my money in gear and things like that are important to me, that are going to be with me for a while. And now, well, it's getting dark, and I covered everything I can think of as far as the Lone Star Trail. I want to leave for a separate video gear, what I'll be taking. Just remember that it's not going to be too cold. However, the gear that I have is for below freezing temperatures, and that's fine. I don't want to have separate gear for really cold weather versus really good weather. To me, it's all one and the same. I just won't be wearing as much. Or if I'm in a sleeping bag that is 0 degrees, I'll just maybe cover my cold feet, but that's about it. That's pretty much the way I backpack. I have one set of gear, and no matter where I go, it's pretty much the same gear. So I hope I was able to help you, planning for the Lone Star Trail. Then my next discussion will be probably from the car as I arrive to the trailhead, and I'll see when I go and do that. Right now we're entering the heat of summer Texas, and it doesn't die down until like October or November or so. I want to thank you for taking your time of your day to listen to my rambling on about the Lone Star Trail. Thank you so much. Go ahead and hit the like and share this information with others if you feel it's of value. And go ahead. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Have a good night.